I'm Pafua Yang. CCX News is committed to serving you by telling the stories from your community. You can always find those stories on our website, ccxmedia.org. But for now, here's what's happening in today's news.
Thank you so much for coming out and supporting this.
Any significant change requires action.
I don't understand why in the year of 2020, we're still fighting systemic and institutionalized racism. Change is coming.
And outside the headquarters of the Osseo area school district Tuesday night.
As a teacher, we need to make sure that all students have the same opportunities. We need to close that opportunity gap.
A group known as Anti-Racists for a Better District 279
I am here for the greater good.
Gathered to send a message to the school board to address racial disparities in the Osseo school district.
We all are in this body of education, and it takes every part to work together. And if half of the house is divided, the house is going to fall.
Demetria Poe is a kindergarten teacher in the district. She was one of several dozen who came out Tuesday night to encourage the school board to approve a resolution that not only honors the life of George Floyd, but lays out a series of 15 proposals aimed at supporting students and staff members of color in the district.
Now it's time for action, and I feel as though all the proposals are pushing, asking, demanding, and expecting action.
You know, a resolution is making a statement and taking a stand.
Tuesday night, the school board discussed during a virtual meeting whether to adopt that resolution.
I know we have an opportunity as the Osseo School District to be leaders, to address racial disparities head on in our district.
The discussion on the proposals lasted nearly 30 minutes.
I'm asking that we all agree to do what's best for our students, to do what's best for our Black students, our Indigenous students, our students of color, and our white students.
While the board agreed with many of the ideas that were laid out, the board chair had concerns about the implementation.
I still firmly believe that we need to do this in a manner that not only provides the ideas, but also provides for the funding and the other resources to properly implement them.
Ultimately, the board voted 3-1 to approve the resolution. The next step is to figure out how to put all those proposals into practice. For a full list of those proposals, you can go to our website at ccxmedia.org. Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
Elected officials often hold listening sessions in the community to hear from the people they serve. Tuesday night, Brooklyn Park City Council member Winfred Russell held a listening session focusing on police reform.
There are a number of residents here who are really afraid of the police. You know, I'm not afraid of the police. As I said to you earlier, I have not had any problem with the police, but many others are fearful of the police. And so we can't have that in our city. So we need to understand what is driving this fear.
Russell met with residents in what he called a straightforward conversation about concerns and ideas for change. He says he's had several messages from residents about police reform. Ideas discussed included more accountability and greater community interaction.
It takes us collectively to make something work, so it wouldn't just necessarily be one person not doing their job. I think it's kind of like a soup. There's a multiple of ingredients that are not working.
Russell says this is just one of several conversations that should take place before any changes are made in policy. The Brooklyn Park City Council, along with the Human Rights Commission, will be hosting a virtual listening session on this topic on August 18th. And we've got instructions on how to be a part of that conversation on our website, ccxmedia.org.
COVID-19 has put the upcoming school year in limbo, and local bus companies are clearly impacted. First Student is bracing for 3 possible scenarios.
So option 1 is that everyone goes back to school like usual. Option 2 is that hybrid program where sometimes they're distance and sometimes they're in school. And then option 3 is just purely distance learning.
By next week, First Student should have a better idea of what Minnesota's school game plan is. Once the company gets a blueprint, they will prepare accordingly.
We can guarantee that we will provide the safest transportation available.
One thing is certain, bus capacity and physical distancing guidelines will definitely change.
So you'll probably notice that children are more spread throughout the vehicle and probably probably less students on each route.
Keeping buses clean and sanitary is a priority for First Student as they try to prevent the spread of COVID-19.
We have cleaning and sterilization for all of our high-touch, high-traffic areas.
Even if Minnesota opts for another year of distance learning, First Student will still have buses on the road.
We provide transportation for care for essential workers. We deliver school supplies to those who are distance learning, and we also deliver lunches all across the cities, all across the metro.
Currently, First Student has a shortage of drivers. They need over 100 for the coming school year. If you're interested, you'll be paid over $18 an hour and get a $1,000 sign-up bonus. In Brooklyn Park, I'm Eric Nelson, CCX News.
Find more local news stories at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.